Hello, friend. So, I've been thinking a bit about a question that was brought up by a viewer friend named Aku. When I wrote it down, hold on. I don't know where I wrote it down. And I started the video. Azucena. Azucena asks, hello, could you explain to me the difference between a thought and imagination? And Neville Goddard says that a thought will follow a feeling, right? And whatever, and Edward Hart says this too, whatever is a match feeling-wise are the thoughts that will show up. And they will, and then that will be your state, right? Your state that you're residing in. And, but it always starts with a feeling. The feeling comes first, and then the thoughts come. And so, it kind of feels to me like thoughts are the way that your mind sets up scenes of what your desire is. So you have a feeling based on a desire, and that may have come about from just observation or just a deep wanting or longing. Maybe you've seen it and you want to experience it too. But the feeling for that comes first as a desired feeling. And you give that to yourself in your imagination. Because the thoughts that come to join with that feeling, that's going to set the stage or the scene for the state that you will be residing in. So, if you think of your imagination as, like, for me, I think of my imagination like this inner world where the I am resides, and the I am is God. And so there's nothing that doesn't already exist, right? It's because we've already talked about this from Edward Art Supply, and is that everything's already been created, and we're just choosing states to experience. So the I am is in your imagination. It's part of you. It's a never-ending part of you. And so whereas this construct of the outer world will fall away one day, right? Especially after you leave your physical body, your world, you will wake up from this dream, and well, hopefully you'll be in a dream that's just as awesome, more awesome. I don't know. I'm pontificating too, but mostly I'm just saying, if your imagination is God, your wonderful human imagination is God, then that anything is possible. Anything that you desire, want to be, do, or have is without fail available to you. Then all you need to do is give it to yourself. and you give that to yourself in feeling first, then trust that what you have is done. It's been given to you. The I am says yes. Your imagination says yes to everything. I mean, I've known this since 15 or so years ago, studying Abraham Hicks and Law of Attraction. This is a universe or a world or an experience of yes. It doesn't understand no. No doesn't make sense. We want everything, right? If it can be created, it's been created. If it can be experienced, we can experience it. So, imagination is your God residing in its God world. Maybe it's a bridge between our idea of heaven in not this dream, but also in this dream, because we reside here. We're having an experience here. So I really wanted to make this more clear. Okay, so thoughts and imagination work together, because everything in the outer world is a mirror, right? It's just being reflected back to you what is already inside of you and what you're already giving yourself, what you're already saying yes to. And you can say yes to absolutely any experience that you want to say yes to. See, I figured that out recently. You may not like where you're at or what you're experiencing or the troubles that you have experienced or maybe experiencing currently, but in some manner, feeling first, you said yes to this. You gave it life, if you will. And now you're having that experience. And so you can easily change it, because there's only one thing to change, and that's I am. And so I think of thoughts as this kind of energy body that comes to join a feeling, which is another. It's an energy body, but it's a feeling body that combines with thought to create visions or concepts in our mind, because this is what we do with minds. We have minds, and we think of things, and we have language, and so we like concepts, and we like to explore and to create our own experience. Even if everything has already been created, we still get to choose what state we're residing in, and then what we're creating by that choice. So I guess it's a way of saying, what we can create are feelings. And maybe that's where it all begins, is choosing the feelings that you're creating within your awareness. And because of the feelings that you're creating, by your choosing to experience them and feel them consistently, or just through your focus, you can feel a lot of different feels. But it's always up to you, 100%, always up to you, what feeling state you're choosing to inhabit. Thoughts come, they join in that, and that starts giving you this kind of momentum and this kind of stage. It's setting the stage for more of how you want to feel, but then also more of what you're then going to experience, because you're giving it to the I am in your imagination, right? Because that's where you are the operant power, in your imagination, first and foremost, nowhere else. You're not the operant power in the outer world if you're not the operant power in your inner world. Because in the outer world, there's all kinds of like slippery slopes and things that can kind of happen and catch you off guard, and that seem to be out of your control. But on the inner world, you're the operant power. It's always up to you what you're giving I am, and I am is always giving it back to you. So if you are aware how you're feeling, then you won't be in a place where you're feeling double-minded and then giving I am all kinds of crossed messages or mixed messages, because that's, what I am uses to, I guess, to project your experience out into the outer world. So that's why it's so kind of valuable to be clear, if nowhere else and with nothing else, it's to be clear with how you're feeling. And that's why I really, really loved Edward's last video about feeling safe and giving that to yourself in the inner, in your imagination, with you and I am, like, you should feel absolutely safe. You should feel like, for sure, that is your refuge. Because if you can't even be willing to allow yourself to carve out a feeling space of safety in the I am and in your own imagination, that's why things in your outer world may not be lining up and happening the way that you would prefer. And it's because we all prefer to feel good. It's really normal. We're humans. We're having this physical experience. And there's all kinds of stressors in the outer world that can contribute to a lot of inner turmoil, depending on where your focus is and what you're allowing yourself to give to yourself on the inner, in feeling, right? Because you can feel really good one minute, and then somebody could come along and say something ridiculous to you, and then maybe you're not feeling good after that. Or maybe you're having a really good day, and then you hear something, some kind of news that just feels not what you wanted to hear. So these are examples of where I have seen, now that I know better, where I have given away my power by focusing on the observable what is, or whatever's going on in my outer world. That's where I gave away my power. I am the operant power. Nothing happens without me, right? In this dream, nothing happens without me. I am 100% the operant power. So it's absolutely my responsibility to give myself in the inner what it is that I want. And just making those changes, which seem really like very simple, but until you make that change, like your life depends on it, not out of a place of fear, but out of a place of just absolute faith and trust, right? And feeling safe and secure. But to take it literally, that when you begin giving yourself in your imagination to I am what it is that exactly how you want to feel, so that you can start seeing what you want to experience become observable in the outer world. That's a very determined, persistent state of feeling and, also focus. So, because it's like, there's nothing I want more than to know that I am the operant power. I get to decide. I get to choose. And there's nothing to be afraid of. If something isn't happening quite the way that I would like, it's just an opportunity for me, right, to go back and revise it or revisit it and just tweak it a little bit. Just, sand it down, smooth it down, whatever. It's just about choosing your feeling state, and then everything else follows. It just follows, and it's that effortless. And so if you can do your part, which is that's your part, and it's really the only thing you have to do, right? I was constantly feeling like I was making it so hard, so much harder than it needed to be. And once I really started getting the reality of how I needed to make it completely literal, and to just come at it with everything I got, right? And take it seriously, like stop being flippy floppy, wishy-washy all over the place with my emotions, because it's not your thoughts that are sloppy. It looks like that. It's your emotions that are sloppy. That's where that's where things aren't in alignment. If things aren't the way that you want them to be, that's the only place you have to trace it back to. You don't have to change your thoughts. You don't have to figure out where you went wrong. I'm telling you, there's only one place that you went wrong if you're not happy with what's going on in your outer world. You're not giving yourself what you need in your inner world with feeling, with faith and trust in the I am. And honestly, that's all you have to do. It's it. It's really that simple. And so the thoughts then come and join that. They come and join that dedicated feeling state. You cannot go wrong when you do that. That's your perfection. That's your superpower, right? The sun's starting to set. And I'm starting to lose my light and my rosy cheeks. So I'm going to come to the door here. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is a pretty sunset. Yeah, I'm going to go step outside and look at the sunset while I'm talking to you. Oh, wow. It's so pretty. I wonder if I can show you. A little bit. It's not the same as seeing it in person, you know? It's so vivid and beautiful. Anyways, I hope that this feels clear, and I always welcome your thoughts and your what you're doing and how it feels like it's working for you. If you have any thoughts about the difference, or what is imagination and then what are thoughts and how they work together, I don't think anybody is ever wrong. Well, I just think we're all here figuring out the best way to live the life that we want to live, right? And be in a place that feels good and feels like we're just creating beauty in our life and then getting to live it and experience it. So, yeah, I guess that's good, 'cause I made a really long video last time and I kind of rambled on that one. But it's a beautiful evening and it's a beautiful life. And I feel amazing. I feel really, 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 really good. Because I've spent my whole day doing things that feel good to me. And I haven't been giving my attention to things that don't feel good. I've just been working. I've just been realigning, where my attention is. So I know if I'm not feeling how I want to feel, I get to fix that, right? I get to choose what I want. I have the power to do that, and so do you, friend. Okay, until we talk again.